everybody, thanks for tuning in. I want to do a little mini module on fiber. This is the little underdog of our nutritional components. We talk a lot about carbs, we talk a lot about protein, people give a lot of credence to fats in the diet, and it all has to fit together, but fiber is definitely an important piece of that puzzle. It goes hand in hand with our hydration. It will vary based on your gender, your current weight, and your age. But generally, women are supposed to get between 21 and 25 grams per day. Men are supposed to get between 30 and 38 grams per day of soluble fiber. The average American is getting about 15, according to the statistics I'm seeing. So that's a big difference. I mean, that's like only half of what we should be getting on average, okay? Now, most of our fiber is supposed to come from our diet, or our foods that we're ingesting. So the product that I promote online with Thrive and Lavelle, it's called Restore. That's just something extra. That for me, that's 7 grams of guaranteed fiber to be added in to kind of fill in the missing, pieces. Because there are days when you're not going to hit the number you're supposed to have. Okay, so I'm enjoying that product, but I really just want to come on here and talk about fiber in general for educational purposes. I kind of broke it down with foods, and I'm going to come off camera and show you some of the foods. I just, picked a bunch of stuff I already had around the house and did a little markup of, how many grams per serving and how it's, how it would be presented, how you're cooking it, because it does make a difference sometimes. And this is stuff that I really never gave much attention to, but I'm really enjoying learning about it. Going online, just Googling, and you guys can do this too, but I wanted to bring it to you. All right, so this is the first segment, and I'm going to turn the camera and show you some of my foods and have a discussion about that. Before I even get to the foods, I want to start with the numero uno, most important part of this. It goes hand in hand with the fiber itself. It's our hydration. We're supposed to get, on average, half of our body weight in ounces of water per day. So, you do your math. You're going to take your weight, divide it in 2, and that is how many ounces you should be getting per day to stay hydrated properly. So this bad boy is pretty close to what I'm going to need per day to stay hydrated. All right. So moving on. Let me start over here. Okay. Vegetables. We have a host of vegetables that are going to be at the top of the list. This is broccolini, baby broccoli, which I love. But broccoli in general and the cruciferous vegetables are going to be pretty much at the top of the list. They say broccoli is like a superfood, and this is one of the reasons. A lot of broccoli. 1 cup of chopped broccoli is going to be 2.5 grams of fiber. Keeping in mind, though, that as you cook it, any steaming, boiling, cooking of these vegetables is going to deplete the fiber, the soluble fiber qualities of it significantly. So it destroys much of the fiber in it. You want to try to eat these types of foods raw, if at all possible, or as close to raw as possible. Okay. Celery is really great. 2 sticks, I believe, was 2 grams. So it's like a gram per stick of celery, of fiber. Of course, there's collard greens, eggplant, Swiss chard, artichokes, potatoes, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are pretty close to as great as broccoli, not quite as great. But, they're up there on the list. Then moving on to things like seeds and nuts. Oh, wait, let's do fruit next. An average apple, has about 5 grams of fiber in it. So that saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I mean, some of these old ways are best. They knew what they were talking about. Grab an apple. That's going to be 5 grams of fiber towards your total that you need each day. Okay. Raspberries, incidentally, the berry family is better even than that. Raspberries have 8 grams per cup of soluble fiber. So that's really awesome. A medium banana is about 3 grams. So that's, part of the brat diet. It's going to help you. But the berry family is fantastic for that. Oh, but incidentally, The fruits have to be, they're even better when they're dried. So any dried version of a fruit is going to almost double the amount of fiber that's in it, essentially. Not a complete rule of thumb, but, you know, just on average. For instance, raisins. If you take grapes, you know, the source of raisins, grapes are less than 1 gram per cup of fiber. But when they're dried, they turn out to be between 5 and 6 grams per cup of raisins. That's a lot of raisins. A lot of people aren't going to eat that many raisins. I'm not that big a fan of raisins. But, I mean, it's interesting that when you take a fruit and you dry it, you know, some quality in it, it increases the fiber content somehow. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a food science person, although I find it very interesting. But, you know, this is just something good to think about, all right, and keep in mind. When you go on a diet, you say, oh, I'm gonna have a lot of salads, right? It's going to be really healthy. Well, it is, you know, but let's just look at this really big container of spring mix, okay, greens. The entire container is 3 grams of fiber. So you have to really love salad and, you know, lettuce in order to get the right amount of fiber from your salads. Because that's, if you take this out of this container, this is like 3 humongous bowls of salad. Okay. Not knocking it, but just saying in terms of fiber, that would be a lot of salad in order to meet your goal for the day. You want to try to keep a variety to try to, you know, map it out and get your total for the day. Going to seeds. This is interesting. Okay, so in this case, we have sunflower seeds, right? The roasted sunflower seeds. 1/4 cup is, what is it? Only 2 grams of fiber. I mean, excellent with the protein and the healthy fats, etc. But, you know, pretty high in calories for the fiber punch. It's only 2 grams of fiber for that 1/4 cup. That's probably about what you call 2 or 3 handfuls, for me at least. So I could do that without even thinking about it. But only 2 grams of fiber. Okay. Chia seeds, on the other hand, 1 tablespoon. Okay, so you can throw this in a salad, a soup. You could throw it in on some toast. You know, like the avocado toast is pretty, you know, pretty popular these days. You could throw it in some muffins. You know, I would do whole grains. Obviously, we're going to talk about that later. But 1 tablespoon of chia seeds is, I believe, 3 tablespoons is 11 grams of fiber. So, you know, about just under 4 grams of fiber in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Very healthy for you. And it packs a big punch for the fiber. Lentils. All beans really are fantastic, but lentils are a go-to for soups. You know, you could do purees, you could do all kinds of stuff with lentils. But these are going to be 4 grams per 1/4 cup dry. So 1/4 cup dry, you're going to double that. So it's about a 1/2 cup cooked, okay, is going to give you 4 grams of fiber. Not as much as I thought it would be, but when you consider that the fat is 0 and the calories are manageable, they're 120 per serving, and carbs are 22, and the protein is 9. I mean, that's, you know, kind of a superfood in itself, okay? Haven't really done a whole lot with lentils yet, but as you can see, I'm trying. I bought the bag, and I'm going to be doing some recipes with that. Going over to something like peanut butter, okay? If you're going to go with straight peanut butter, you're going to get a really high calorie content. You know, it's good for your fats, but it's 3.5 grams of saturated fat for only, what's the fiber in this? 1 gram of fiber for this packet. This is probably like 2 tablespoons. Only 1 gram of fiber in there. And you're giving up, you know, a lot of calories, a lot of fat. If you're trying to balance your macros, it's going to be tough with something like that. You can always go to something like a powdered peanut butter, okay? Also non-GMO, plant-based. And it's going to give you a much lower calorie content for the fiber involved. You're still going to get 1 gram of fiber there, but it's only 60 calories instead, and 1.5 grams of fat. So you know, it's just a question of balancing out what you need and where you need it. And everybody's different, you know. Chickpeas, fantastic. 160 calories for 1/4 cup dry. So it's like a half a cup cooked, which if you eat hummus or anything else, it's going to be, you know, that's nothing. You know, you can dip some vegetables in there. And you've eaten that much in, like, you know, what do they call it? 3 shakes of the tail. But we're talking about a decent amount of fiber. 5 grams of fiber for 1/4 cup. Okay. So, you know, these are just some basic ideas from a little gathering of things I just found around the house. I wanted to share it with you because I find it really interesting, and I think we need to give more attention to it. Whole grains are also, I don't even have any bread, to tell you the truth, but whole grains and different kinds of grains like oats, barley, rye, they're like 4 times the amount of fiber versus the white bread. So, you know, everybody knows, try to avoid the white breads, but, you know, the fiber is a big part of why. The white bread, it's going to be enriched only. It's got less than 1 gram of fiber in it versus their whole grain. Let me see, I do have a little bit of bread left. Like the whole grain version of that. This is Sprouted Power, the Big 16. This is 4 grams per slice. All right. And it's delicious and it's lower in calories too. Popcorn. I forgot about the popcorn. A good snack. I usually buy it, the microwave kind, but I did have this in the cupboard. 7 cups of popped popcorn is going to be 6 grams of fiber. So just under 1 gram of fiber per cup of popped popcorn. You know how quickly you eat 1 cup of popcorn. You know, you think 7 cups sounds like a lot. It's not. 7 cups of popcorn is just one of those like big movie style bowls when you're watching a movie. So you're getting some fiber in there and it's healthy. Why do we want enough fiber in our diet? Okay, you get my cheat notes here. It's because we need regular bowel movements, people. I mean, nobody wants to talk about it. It's, you know, it's a stinky topic. Sorry for a little bathroom humor, but, you know, regular bowel movements are essential to knowing that we're, you know, healthy individuals, right? 3 or more bowel movements per week, up to as much as 3 times per day, tends to be seen as quote unquote normal or average. Everybody's different, you know? But it's seen as, you know, a sign of regularity if you're having a bowel movement 3 times per week or more, up to 3 times per day. Anything more than that's probably going to be considered like an IBS situation or, you know, whatever. But you know yourself, and, you know, whatever your regularity is, if you see any big changes, it's time to get it checked and start to really look at your hydration level and how much fiber you're getting in your diet. Because it's a balance, but the body responds pretty quickly to those changes as necessary, okay? So, you know, I've been making lists when I go shopping instead of just buying everything I feel like. You know, I'm really trying to target these better types of items and balance out all these aspects of my nutrition. The product that I sell through Thrive, the Restore, it's 7 grams per day of guaranteed fiber. And it's, you know, well sourced, it's clean, it's a nice product. So if you're interested in that, you know, just stick a comment underneath, or go to my back to my Instagram page, and you can direct message me, and I can certainly get you a sample of that, or, you know, let you know more about pricing on that. But for me, that's just the icing on the cake. You know, we need to put all these things in place and give our bodies a chance to be the healthiest possible. And if you need, you know, that supplement in the Restore product, you know you have it and it's there. Okay, so that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did like it, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll have more of these mini modules for food and sourcing of you know, correct macros and food understanding in the future. Okay, thanks for subscribing, like and comment. Thanks. Bye.